disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.
Welcome once again to another episode of Fifth Kicks and Flicks, the podcast about martial arts, movies, and life. I am one of your hosts, Eugene Plowden, and with me, as always, my podcast partners, Joe Hartley and Angel Diaz. What's up, fellas?
What's up?
What's up, man?
If this is your first time with us, I want you to know we are members of the Martial Arts Network. On Tuesdays, you got the Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. Thursdays is us, Fifth Kicks and Flicks with Gene, Joe, and Angel.
Wednesday, you got the traditional way with Brett Shumway. And once a month, we got the extra scoop with Peyton Fender and Jeff Doss.
For more information, you can check us out on all of our social media platforms. Just look for the Martial Arts Network on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon. Fellas, it's showtime. What's going on, guys?
Man,
Well,
just working hard and 7 days, 12 hours. It's busy over there right now.
Joe, before you get into it, let's explain to the listeners what's going on. So basically, we missed last week, and it's my fault. Actually, no, I'm not gonna put that on me. That was Xfinity's
It wasn't you.
fault. That was Xfinity's fault. You know, we got people in my neighborhood. We got a email saying that they were going to be doing work in the area, and it wasn't going to be back up to 11 o'clock, just as we're about to do the show. So I got
It's
held
so
up.
stupid. I hate it when they do that.
I don't understand,
I hate
like,
it when they do that.
why don't they just do it in the middle of the night, like around 1, 2, 3 o'clock, you know, whatever. And unless they're out in the field looking at wires or a box or something like that. I just don't understand that, man. So my internet went down. So this week you guys are actually going to get 2 episodes of Fists, Kicks, and Flicks this week. So I have no idea when Travis is putting them out, though. I'm assuming that we're going to get one on Thursday. As far as when this one that you're listening to right now comes out, I have no idea. Hopefully he doesn't do them out of order. That'll suck if he did them out of order.
Bro, imagine
Yeah,
how
he'll
much
figure
gonna
it
mess with people. They're gonna be like, wait, like how did they? Well, no, he can't because after what movie we do today, it would be number 2 on the next one.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully.
He can't. And if he messes that up, then he really needs to do some soul searching because that's crazy. Like
I don't know. Like I don't know how he has the other end. Like I can see one part of things because I'm producing this, but I don't know what he sees on his end when he goes and takes it and puts it out. So I don't know, but I'm gonna send him a message and let him know how we're doing it. So
okay.
I sent him that message on Facebook. He didn't say anything though.
Yeah,
So
but he's working right now, I think.
Sunday night.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. I thought the same thing. I was about to swipe up on the story and be like, "Why are you at work?" I swear to God, he's working.
He's probably doing something for Martial Arts Network. I know he can't be doing his normal job.
Yeah,
He can't. It got to be something for a main.
He got many jobs. He got
a lot
many
going on for
jobs.
that. So, all right, Joe, what's going on, man?
Like I said, man, I'm just working like a dog. Getting over a cold. I'm pretty much done with that, but it was it ran through my whole house, and I always get it last. I always like, oh, maybe I avoided it, but nah, it's just I could never escape it. So
I'm surprised at this point in time, Joe, you haven't decided to set up a room in your garage, and when the first person gets sick, you just move into the garage and stay in there.
You know what? If I could like get some heat in there, maybe, because I got a bag and some mats in there,
Yeah.
so I can work out, and I got just like a few free weights and stuff. So like I go in there when it's nice out and work out, but other than that, nah.
I told Melissa it'd be nice if we had a one of those little lofts over our garage. Like maybe one day we can put something up out there like that, and that could be like a guest room or something like that. I think that would be cool. Or it's just some place where you just need some peace and quiet and want to get away from everyone.
Yeah,
you can just go out there.
We were looking at putting a room over our garage for one of the kids, so each can. But then we just moved our room to the basement,
Mm-hmm.
and then everyone got their own room that way. So,
Okay.
but before that, we were thinking about because it's right. The top of the garage is right next to my son's room, so we
Okay.
could knock that wall out. My father-in-law looked at it. He was saying, "Yeah, I could make it work. You might have to do something about the ceilings, but he never did it. Then we
And
could
then you
call it
got
a four-bedroom
you got
house.
to contact the city and everything, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
for a
know,
permit to do all that crap.
always something.
Yeah, always something. Always something.
I mean, other than that, man, just I'm still celebrating Ryan Day's loss.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Like, you know what's funny? I I didn't even. I said, you know what? I don't even know if I'm gonna watch this game. Like, I'll check it out later, see how bad we're losing, and then
Mhm.
I'm like, dude, we're up 10-3. Like, and what? I'm like, okay. Sometimes they're slow starters, so I turn the game on, thinking like, oh, I'll turn this on, and I'll probably be the reason they start losing. No, man, they were giving it to them on both sides of the ball, running it down their throat. I was like, okay. And when we
Pause.
were supposed to win,
Pause.
I couldn't believe
Pause.
it.
Pause. Pause.
What?
Pause. Pause.
I just
Pause.
got what they just said.
Pause. Pause. It's not. You know, it makes me laugh because I know, like, in a lot of like ESPN and all like the college game day shows, they'll be saying like crazy stuff like, and like, you know, the D was just shoving it down their throat, and everyone's like they just
I said
now like
running it down their throat,
I
nothing
know,
like
but still, it's just like pause,
nasty.
like God, like God damn, like hey, not to interrupt you, Joe. It just reminded me of a meme that went viral with the Breakfast Club with Charlamagne the God and Tommy
Oh, come
Davidson.
on.
And Tommy Davidson, when they were like, you know, guys come 6, 7, 8, 9 times whenever they want. And he was like, pause, God damn. So as soon as I heard that, I was like, pause, 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 pause.
Yeah, you know
No.
what, man? I've never been one of those people that could play the pause game, man. I
I'm gonna
just
be honest with
I
you.
like to
Listen,
I like to talk freely without having to think about that crap.
hey,
And
listen. I said that to somebody one time, and they were like, "Man, I don't play with that childish shit." Yeah, yeah, whatever. Then one day he heard someone talking, and he goes, "Man, that sounded gay." I said, "Yeah, it sounds a little too much. Like just a little, just a little." I was like, you know, when you say some things, it's kind of just like, let's relax, let's relax, let's relax. But what you call it? But go ahead, Joe. My bad. And oh,
I
and by the
do.
way, I just wanted to let you know, Gene. Maybe it was like at 4 p.m. He was at work.
Trav?
Yeah,
No, okay.
I went back and looked. But go ahead, Joe. My bad.
I'm just saying. I'm, I'm making money. I'm watching my teams win. So, I mean, it's been a good week. Got over my cold. Saw my family a little bit here and there. Yeah, it was a good week all around. And
Did we
yeah, we
talk?
got a
Is
lot
this the
going
first
on.
time? Is this the first time we spoken since after Thanksgiving, or did we, or did we talk after Thanksgiving? I can't even remember anymore.
I think we talked after Thanksgiving.
Okay, just making sure. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, we did after Thanksgiving already. I
I
know
can't
it
remember what
seems
we
like
talked
that
about on
because
200. Yeah, I can't remember what we talked about on 200.
200 we spent a lot of time just kind of reminiscing and
Yeah,
going over how this whole thing got together
yeah.
and all that. We just really got into that because it was a good story.
Mm-hmm.
So, and a lot of people that listen to this probably don't know that. Most of the main gang knows, but
Yeah, yeah.
maybe not. So it was fun. I mean, that's all I got for now, man. I could share more tomorrow so we can cover next week. But other than that,
All
I'm
right.
good. How you been, Angel?
I've been good, man. Just been chilling. You know, I was just honestly, man. Like I'm crazy, bro. Like I like take on big projects or like I choose to do like drastic things like randomly, and I'm just crazy. So yeah, that's really it, man. Everything's been good. Work's been good. Everything's been good. Work's
That's
been
gonna make
good.
people say, "What the hell is he talking about?" Like,
Well, I can't say
yeah.
it
Okay,
until
okay,
we do our next show because we're not
okay.
talking about what's coming. You know what you said. So I have to wait. So everybody, you
No,
want
I
to know
get
what
that.
drastic happened?
How's the wedding plan?
Tune in next show. How's that?
There you go. Leave them wanting more. How's
Yeah.
the wedding planning going?
God damn it, man. Listen. Listen. When I went down there for Thanksgiving, Friday morning at 9 a.m., she books a viewing for us to go see a venue.
Oh, wow.
Here goes the worst part. Not only did you do it on Black Friday, right? And you did it the day after Thanksgiving, okay? And for everybody on this, I'm not gonna like make it insinuate on anything because I'm not trying to get stabbed, okay? What I will say is this. We went to her family's house, we went to her aunt's house for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, you know what, Joe? Hold on, Angel. I don't mean to cut you off, but I think this is our first episode. I don't think we talked about Thanksgiving because I'm looking at the calendar. I'm looking at the calendar now, and Tuesday is when we normally do the show, and that is right after Thanksgiving. Yeah, so
okay.
Yeah, we haven't talked about Thanksgiving. Okay, go ahead, Angel.
If you guys want to hear about the drastic stuff, tune in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
So we go to her aunt's house, and North Carolina. If you don't know like the names of the towns, like the best thing I can say is like there's major cities. It's like major cities is like Charlotte, right?
Raleigh.
You have Raleigh. You have Fayetteville. And then you have Greensboro or Winston-Salem. Most of the time, wherever the HBCUs are, that's like the big cities, right? Cool. She lives, like her apartment is in Winston-Salem, Greensboro. Okay. We drove an hour. Was it an hour and a half, or was it? Yeah, I think it was like an hour and a half, an hour and 30 minutes or something like that, to go to Raleigh. That's where her aunt lives. Okay, cool. We do that. Gene, tell me why we go back to Greensboro and the effing place was back in Raleigh at 9 a.m. I am like,
so that means you had to get up at about 6?
7:30 to get over there to get there on time.
You had to leave at 7:30.
Yeah, leave at 7:30. I had to
But
wake
that
up
got up
at
before
6:30.
then. Yeah.
Do you know, Gene? Gene,
that does suck getting up early when you don't have to get up early. That's not cool.
And then I'm telling myself, shut the fuck up. That's what he said. He said, shut the fuck up. Just go with it. Don't say nothing. So now I say, okay, fine, cool. We start driving. Gene, I just said, baby girl, you're going to have to drive the next 45 minutes because my eyes are damn near closed. I will put this car into the trees. I need you to get the next 45 minutes.
What time did you guys go to sleep?
Don't ask questions that you don't want to know the answers to. Let's just
see, but man, see now that might have been your fault. That might have been your fault.
Gene, I'm telling you now, man. Let's keep the show where it's at because we're gonna go way into a whole nother side of things. Let's just leave it there.
You know what, Angel? I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Like me and Joe gave you some advice before, but honestly, no matter what happens, you can't win.
Bro,
you can't win nothing when it comes to this.
The story gets better. Oh, hold up. The story gets better. You told me
okay.
F up. Right?
Yeah, you got to.
You got to. I did not listen to that rule. Oh, wait till you hear this one. Okay, so we get there, right? She drives. I thought we were gonna die on the way over. Thank God I closed my eyes and I went to sleep. I said, God, just take the wheel. And I told her, I said, girl, I did not put insurance on this damn car. I don't know why you driving it like that. I was like, it's different if it's not the car I gotta pay back, but please relax. So we get there. Her mom sends me a text message and says, you better behave. And I was like, I'm gonna be good.
Her mom sent you a text message to behave?
Yeah. As we start walking in, she goes, I'll do the talking. Okay. Don't say nothing stupid. And I said, I told her, I said, I gotta say nothing stupid. Like, you got your questions, go ask your questions. I told her, when it comes to the bottom line, when it comes to the number, then we'll start to talk logistics and I'll step in. Cool, right? I'm gonna be honest, we were both happy. It was a black family that owned the house. I was like, okay, good. I'm wearing good hands. Let's just leave it at that. Go ahead, babe. Go do your thing. I love that because I want to support black businesses. Be cool. She starts talking. This is where I said, shut the F up. Right, here goes. They said the place has like, we're gonna rent out the house, and then they have like supplies, like party planning stuff to set up for the wedding. Which I was like, I like that because I don't want to buy nothing. I don't want to rent nothing. Like, let them have it. They do their own thing. So it worked out. Perfect. Cool. They go and we have chargers. This is where I should have shut the F up. My dumbass heard that. my immediate response was, "Oh, how wonderful! You have chargers for our phone. Thank you." That's what I said. That's what I said. Okay. I got the dirtiest look right on this side, and I'm like, and the woman was like, "Oh, okay. Let me show you guys the chargers." Now I was like, "Okay, well, I don't need. I know what a phone charger looks like, but okay, all right, whatever." We start to walk, and she grabs me and whispered in my ear, "I told you don't say nothing stupid." And I'm like, "I didn't say nothing stupid." We go, she shows me the chargers. That's a big ass plate, man. Why didn't you just say big ass plate? Don't. You said chargers. I'm thinking a charger for a phone. Who calls a big ass plate a charger?
Oh, I never knew that, Angel, and I'm
When
sitting here
I
confused
tell
because I'm
you,
like, what are you talking about?
when
So
I
was
I
tell
thought
I.
you. I was thinking about the car.
you, look at you. Here we go.
I'm thinking about the
I'm
car.
gonna show her this part, and I'm gonna go. Next time you think I'm saying stupid shit, look at us. None of us know. She told
But
me. She
but
told me.
but
She said, "Did I not tell you to not say nothing stupid?" She's like, "We're over here trying to plan the wedding, babe. How are you gonna be sitting here asking what a charger is?" I told her, I said, "Say a big ass plate. That's all you had to say. All you had to do was say, when I said charger, you go, we have the chargers for you to put food on. Say something. Don't just leave it at chargers. That leaves it open ended. I can think it's a bunch of things."
yeah, but I wouldn't have, I probably would have said something to Melissa later. I would have said it to them like what you did. Like I
Again,
mean, there wasn't nothing wrong with what you said.
I'm being
I just know
gracious.
I
I'm
wouldn't have
saying
said it.
gracious. I'm saying I'm giving grace. Thank you for having a phone charger for us. Oh, good Lord. Oh, good. Oh, the car ride home, we started getting ready to leave. I said, "You driving home?" She just gave me a look. I said, "Don't even worry about it. It's a, go ahead, baby. Get
Did
in
you
the car."
say something else?
Okay,
You
that's
had
the
to have
only.
said something.
Okay, okay,
There gotta be more. Like she just can't be mad about that.
okay, okay. Hold up. Okay, hold up.
See, see,
Hold
see,
up.
this is what he did. What
Hold
he
up.
did with the Charger thing, Joe, this is what he did. All he did was stick the shovel in the dirt. He didn't tell us about he kept digging
Hold
that
up.
hole.
Hold up. Hold up. Okay. When I got there, Thursday night kind of let up some a little animosity. When I got there Thursday night, I brought my PS5. I said, "Can I bring my PS5? Because you're gonna be studying, busy, doing your thing." She said, "Yeah, go ahead." We get home from Thanksgiving. I could not wait to go turn on my damn game. As I'm about to go turn it on, she heard, "Bing." All I heard was, "I know you ain't turn on the game when we have to pick our color swatches for the stuff." Gene, I tried to sit there just like this, like still. She goes, "Angel, I see you breathing. You better turn off the game." And I looked, I said, "Oh yeah, no. I didn't turn on the game to play. I just turned it on so when I want to go play, it's already there. I know I'm good. We're gonna do it." I was like, "Let me make some food first. I'm hungry." I made some food, and she's just looking at me. Yo, I literally sat my butt on the bed, and she said, "So these are the colors," and I just looked, and I was like, I didn't even get a chance to start eating. My food's gonna get cold. I ate my food. Then she said, "Okay, these are the colors, this, and that." I should have just shut up. I should have shut up. She goes, "So what do you think about this color?" I said, "Yeah, whatever you want, babe. That's good."
You can't do
And
that.
then she showed me
You
another
can't do that.
color. "What do you think about this color?" "Oh, yeah, whatever you want, babe. That's good."
No. That's
Now
not how
she
you do it.
tricked me. Now she tricked me. Now she showed me a color that I said was ugly before. "What do you think about this color?" "Oh yeah, whatever you want, babe. It looks good." "Angel, you said that color looks like you said it looks ugly. So why are you even playing games? Pick a color." And I was like, "What? Well, what do you want?" I didn't ask you that question. I said, I want these two. That's it. And then I go, "I'm good." And I left it at that. So that started it. And then when I said the charger thing, that just put it in like a whole nother stratosphere. And then that's when I just say, yeah, never, like,
No.
I don't listen. It's my fault because you guys tell me and I do it wrong. It's my fault. I didn't listen. That's my fault. I'll take that.
I mean,
You're gonna get there eventually.
I'm probably gonna get you in trouble by just saying what I'm about to say now. But fuck it, I'm gonna do it. This is how you get out of that. And I know that my wife listens to the show. And who else?
I know your wife listens to the show because my fiance tells me that what your wife said in the last show. So I go, okay, everyone's
so
listening. How wonderful.
this is what you have to do in order, to keep the peace, you have to listen to something that she says, right? And when it's time for you to give your feedback, you have to say something. You just can't say I don't care or whatever you want. That ain't gonna work. Not in this situation. Not when it comes to the wedding. And a lot of stuff it might work. Like if you guys picking out a car, if it's her car or whatever, it's your car. You pick what you want. But in this situation, this is a together thing, right? So you you have to say because. I didn't freeze. I didn't freeze. You have to say because. You have to say, I like this because it goes with this. I like this because if we have this, then it goes with that. Then you can shut the fuck up. You ain't got to say nothing else. That was your contribution to that conversation is because. And as long as you keep using because at least once a day, you won't get in trouble. It's like a vitamin. You'll be okay. Use it at least once a day. You'll be all right.
Oh.
I'm about to text you every day. You take your vitamin?
There you go, Joe. There you go. No, you gotta do it at night. You gotta do it at night to make sure that he did it for the day. Then he can text back or call her and say something. But for real, like you gotta be somewhat engaging when it comes to this. Now, when you guys have a house, kind of same way, but the wedding thing is different. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not gonna get married again to each other. That's not gonna happen. So this is a once in a lifetime thing. Now, like if it comes to like what me and Melissa are doing with the house, like painting the house, yeah, whatever you want is cool. I got to give my opinion every now and then, but I know that 5-10 years from now she might want to change it again, right? So I'm not going to get heavily invested in a color for this house. It's whatever, but you got to be invested somewhat in the wedding. But at the end of the day, you have to talk where you can keep your sanity, Angel. So you cannot emotionally get invested in it because at the end of the day, it's her day. That's just how it is. But you have to seem like you're into it also.
And that's where I'm messing up because I'm just like, oh, I bet like you go ahead, run the show, girl. And she's like, no, we run the show. And I'm just like,
yeah.
I almost want to tell her, like, I'm cool coming in with shorts. Like it's different.
That's a good way to piss her off, right there. Just saying.
No, I ain't saying that. Don't even get me started on the attire
like,
because
you don't care. You don't care. You can come in some flip flops. You can come in with a straw hat, and you gonna be okay.
Listen, don't even get me started because we started going down the road of like how we gonna dress after the wedding because it's gonna be July, and I said it straight up. I'm sorry for the cussing today, everybody. But I said straight up, I said, it's going to be hotter than a motherfucker. I'm not going to be in a goddamn suit all day, okay? I'm telling you that now. Like, I make my suit breakaway or some shit. Like, I cannot do that. I told her, I said, can we do like suit?
Is everything outside? Is everything outside?
No, when he's inside, but then the reception, everything's going to be outside. I'm not doing that. I told her, I was like, and this ain't up north type heat. This is down south heat.
Yeah, it's different.
I told her, I said, I'm not doing this. Like y'all, I told her, I said, when it's in April, it's 80. In April in Connecticut, it's 50. Like there's a big difference in what y'all got. So I told her that I'm not doing this type of. And then I got allergies. This house is in the middle of the woods. I was like, I'll die before I even get to say I do. I'll die. So I was like, oh hell no, I ain't doing that. Listen, there was one thing I did open my mouth about. It was about my goddamn allergies. I said, no, I got allergies, so y'all gotta have to do that. And I said, I used the wrong word. I said, y'all gonna have to use like some fake plants or something. They're like, we like to use the word artificial. I said, oh, okay, whatever. As long as you don't pour water in it, whatever. It's all the same, man. Artificial, fake, all the same. But listen, man.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Like I had me and Melissa, we had some artificial flowers at our wedding also because like when you do stuff outside, like they don't want. I guess the venue didn't want real flowers outside, so we had to get some artificial ones or fake ones, like you said. And we went to what was that store? We went to I think we went to Home Goods, and we went to Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby, that's the place, bro.
Yeah, and Melissa told me what we were looking for, right? I don't know what the hell we were looking for. She said that flower. I ain't never heard that word before, but I'm just looking at every damn flower that I see. Like, is this the one you want? Is this the one you want? Is this the one? I'm making a game out of myself, man. I even took one. I took some and put them on my head in the store. I'm like, just to keep
Listen,
myself damn entertained
listen,
on this
and
Saturday
let me tell
afternoon,
you
man.
something. Let me tell you something. I can't even lie when I tell you I get yelled at almost every other day about this wedding. About this wedding, man. She be yelling. She be telling me like, she said, "You take anything serious?" I said, "Girl, we got like a year and a half. Like, we'll be all right. Like, we just
What?
let's
You
let's just
said it's going to be in July. That's 7 months.
no. July 2026.
Oh, okay. You good. You got time. You
Yeah,
got
yeah.
time.
The venue thing, I get more mad about the venue thing because I'm like, we got a year and a half, but she like, we need to book it now to get it for that, and I'm like, okay, okay.
Yeah. Make it a
She's
little
like, well,
easier on yourself.
she told me, she said, unless you want to be paying crazy amount of money, I said, shit, I'll get married in my goddamn basement. You keep talking like that. Oh shit. Go ahead, though. That's all my stuff. That's all my stuff.
You
That's all.
crazy.
Yeah, I ain't.
Yeah, so everything's been cool over here, man. We had Thanksgiving, and it was nice. We had it at my parents' house, and just about everybody was there. We had a couple people, a couple of my cousins who are nurses. They were working. They didn't mind working, but for the most part, we had 20 something people at my mom's house, and it was it was a nice size. Everybody brought food, and that's Avery said the same thing that I said. Like, I look forward to that Thanksgiving dinner like the whole year. Like, I love, I don't have the turkey anymore. I ended up having some plant-based chicken, which I enjoy, and when you put the gravy on it, it tastes just like turkey to me anyway. But the dressing and mac and cheese and the cranberry sauce, all of that. And we had a lot of, man, there was so many desserts over there at my mom's house, man, all types of stuff. Uh Trav picked up Champ, and they hung out for a few hours together. Because I
That's
had to
dope.
go. Yeah, I had to go to work at Flint, and Trav likes to make cookies. My brother makes cookies every year. So him and Champ had already talked about it. So Champ wanted to help him. So they got together. So Trav picked him up, and they went to lunch and went to the store and got everything they needed, and they hung out for a few hours while I was at work.
Is
Go ahead.
that what he posted when he said put in the flour, put in the sugar, whatever? He posted something like that. He just
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I don't look at people's stories really. Every
oh,
now and then. So I don't really see I didn't see what Travis posted. So he posted him and Champ
I
making
think he
cookies.
did because it
Okay.
looked like Trav was baking, and I almost messaged him and said like, Negro, like, you ain't baking, even that's kids doing the work for you. You just telling them what to do. Like, the hell you
Yeah.
just point at them, telling
Nah,
them.
he was
So
helping them.
you tell them don't spill all the flour, don't spill all the sugar like me. You just point, but nah, that's good though. You know what though,
Yeah.
man? I'm not gonna front, bro. Like my girl and her mom, yeah, they make the best chocolate chip cookies I've ever had in my life. Right from scratch, the best chocolate chip cookies I've ever had in my life. So much that my mom said, like, told my fiance, anytime you come in this house, you cannot leave until you make cookies. I mean, it is good. So I that's cool, bro. That's real cool.
Yeah, so they did that, man. And then on Thursday, I mean Saturday, like Joe and I was just talking about the Michigan game. Now, like I said, I don't feel the same way about Ohio State like I do with Michigan State, because I know too many people that went to Michigan State. Just being from Michigan, we know a lot of people from Michigan State. And but this year, I guess my friends from Ohio, I got, old co-workers, and then people I do business with down in Ohio now. And then I have an uncle that went to Ohio State. Man, they text me. They can't wait to the game this year. Get ready for the game. And my response was the same to all three of these people. I'm not watching the game this year. Michigan's not good. I know we're not going to win. I'm not going to spend my time watching this game. That was my response to all of them. So, man, that Saturday, man, I worked out. You know, I'm done working out now. I'm just on the couch, relaxing. The TV's on, but I'm really not paying attention. I think Melissa was actually watching TV, and she likes to mess with me when it comes to Michigan. So she purposely said, "Oh, Michigan's losing 31-27," and I didn't even open my eyes. I said, "I'm not surprised, right?"
I would have been happy with that. We scored
I was
27.
cool.
Dang.
I was cool.
Okay.
I'm like, all right, cool. But I'm still thinking like we're gonna lose. So, but then something said, check what quarter it is. So I grabbed my phone and I check and it's halftime. It's 10-10. I was like, girl, whatever. It's 10-10, whatever. And then I'm just like, damn, 10-10. What the hell's going on in this game? Like, why is it 10-10 at halftime? So I put my phone down, but now I'm curious and I'm thinking about the game. I'm like, man.
I did the same thing.
So I waited a little bit. I checked it again. It's the third quarter and it's still 10-10. And it's like maybe 5 minutes had gone by in the third. And I said, okay, I got to watch it now. So I turned it on and I got excited and I'm enjoying the game and everything. And when we won, I was laughing. And I immediately text my uncle. And I immediately, text my old coworker and the guy that I work with now. I text him too. And I said, go blue. That I thought this was gonna be a bad game, but you guys were right. This was a good game. I sent the same text message to all three of them, and yeah, they were a little salty, man. The one guy that I work with in Ohio, man, he kind of went off. I was like, man, that's what you mad for? Y'all still not going to the championship? I was like, it don't matter. We stopped you guys from going to the Big Ten championship. We dropped you into a lower seed now. So, whatever happens to you guys now, you can thank Michigan, so I'm happy.
To be honest,
old coworker, he didn't say anything. What'd you say, Angel?
It don't even matter if Michigan not going to the championship.
No, we won last year.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, we won last year. Like,
we won last year, and we had a bunch of seniors leave. We got a new head coach, so it don't matter, We're gonna be good next year though. So I'm excited about next year, So of course you gotta take a step back sometimes, So and like Joe said, Ryan Day, seeing Ryan Day look so upset, man. That was so funny. And then the whole flag planting situation. I was laughing at the whole thing, man. I was laughing at the whole thing. It's happened to Michigan twice this year. I don't understand why Ohio State got so butthurt over it. You know
why they did? Because they mad.
Yeah, because they lost the. But see, that was overconfidence. They just assumed that they were going to win that game.
But everyone said the same thing. Now y'all want to fight? You have 4 quarters to fight. Now y'all want to fight? Get over it.
Yep. So that was that was a funny ending. I laughed at the whole thing, man. Watching them wanting to fight and trying to take the flag and all of that. So I think it messed up those boys' head, man. They might end up losing to Tennessee now.
They really might. You know what kills me?
What's that?
I laugh because I don't really get the press. Like, I understand, like, you have to talk to the press, but I feel like when you take a loss like that, you should give them some time before you. Like, they want to talk to you right after the game, and you want to hurt somebody after that.
You know what, man? I'm kind of glad we don't do that in our activity in sport karate, man. Can you imagine somebody from Black Belt Magazine or
people do
that. After you lose?
People do that.
But you have a choice whether you want to talk or not. You don't have to talk.
I've gotten some bad or rub people the wrong way, or I've gotten some bad perspectives talked about me because of that. Because
but you don't have to speak.
Because people will come over after a loss or in the middle of me fighting, and I told someone, I said, "I don't do interviews in the middle of my match." And I when I
in the middle of the match.
Yeah, like I'll fight, and let's say I got
it's in between rounds. So another match is coming up.
Another match coming up, or like they say, all right, you got a 1 minute break, and then your next match is coming up, and they're trying to be like, so what are you like? Yo, I don't do interviews, and I'll say it straight up, like, yo, I don't do interviews in between my matches, and it's like. And I've got a bad rap from it, bro. I've got people, he's an asshole. Oh, he thinks
is it based upon how you say it? Because that doesn't seem like.
To be honest with you,
but once again,
it probably is. I probably said it just like how I said it. But at the end of the day, I want to be like, I'm in the competitive mindset. Why do I'm not? I need to focus. Like, why are you coming?
Yeah, over? That's. I think that's a little bit different because number one, the pro athletes, they have to speak to the press after. You guys don't have to speak to any. You guys don't have to talk to sportsmartialarts.com or Martial Arts Internet Network or Black Belt Magazine. You guys don't have to speak to any press if you don't want to.
I think
they have to.
But I think it goes both ways. But I'm saying though, they shouldn't have to either.
Yeah, they shouldn't, but they do. They do. They can't just walk away. They have to say a couple
No,
things before they leave.
I get
even if
that.
they do like Marshawn Lynch to be like, I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So
Yeah, I
they
guess,
have to say something. But talking to somebody in between fights seems weird to
bro.
me. Like
I've
I'm
had,
in a
bro.
different mindset, and having to talk after you lose a fight anyway. Like I can't imagine losing, especially if you lose to somebody that you shouldn't lose to, and now
That's not,
somebody's trying to shove a microphone in your face or a camera. Dude,
but that's what
dog,
I'm
send me
saying
a
though.
message
Like
on. So you want to talk? Send me a message on Facebook. We set up a time. We get on Zoom or something. But
that's what I'm
now
Right?
is not the
saying.
time.
I've had people do that. Like I'm that too, and I've been like, yo, I'm not doing this. Like I'm not talking right now because and sometimes it's not because I lost and I don't want to talk because I lost. Yeah, whatever. Some of it's like, yo, I'm thinking about the loss or I'm emotional from the loss. Like what I'm gonna say right now may not be what I want to come out. Like
I think that's kind of
I want to control the narrative. Like it's my words. I want to control what I'm gonna say. So like, let me, like, no, I don't want to talk right now. But like,
that's kind
just
that's kind of whack anyway, man. Like I would not. I'm not gonna say. I'm not. I don't mean you're a loser, but I would not want to talk to anybody that just lost. I would want to talk to a winner. Anyway, I would never want to even talk to somebody that just lost because I know emotions is high. The
yeah,
person that won the whole
But that's
overall
why
thing
they
is in
want
a
to
good
do it.
mood.
They want to
No,
they want to get
that's
those
that's some that's
emotional
some punk
sound
shit.
bits.
no, seriously,
That's
they
some that's kind of
listen,
whack,
bro.
man.
They people lose and they'd be like, I just gotta know. What were you thinking? What were you going through? Yeah, whatever. I'm like, yo, get out of here, bro. Like, I'm not doing that. Like,
I can't
respectfully.
even imagine what anybody from the Team Plowden group, at least the old Team Plowden group, my era, would have said if that was a thing back then. Like that would have been some shit. Like if somebody come up to me or Ski or Mike or Travis or Willie after a loss and one shit. I don't that's not good. That wouldn't have been good.
Mm-mm.
That wouldn't have been good at all.
Nah,
You
bro.
know.
Nope.
Nah. But let's get into Rocky. That's enough for tonight. As far as that goes, we'll get into more tomorrow. Let's talk about
Finally,
Rocky. That's right, Angel. Rocky.
finally, The Rock has come back.
Yeah,
Ah,
you know what?
listen to this
So
guy.
so me and Joe could have done the show on Wednesday last week, but you had class, and I know you would have been wanting to do the series for a while, so I couldn't do these shows without you, man.
Thank you.
So we're talking about your movie, Rocky. Are you happy? I'm still not going to say that it's a martial art. I know that the consensus now, everyone considers boxing a martial art. It is what it is. That's your opinion. It's your opinion. But I don't
Listen,
look
I
at it
will
as a
say this.
traditional
I will say
martial
this,
art.
and not to go, not first. I'm not doing this to run off into a tangent with that question, but I will say the last time we for people that don't know, our group chat every 6 months we get into a big argument over this exact topic. Every 6 months we get into an argument over this, and that's not even an
And
exaggeration.
it's down the line, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
like
almost like
and it's
50-50,
I was about to say
60-40.
it's crazy because in
Yeah,
our martial arts group chat, I think literally with all the guys in Main Gang, it's either 50-50 or 60-40. But
yeah,
I
you
will
know.
say, Gene shut down the group chat the last time we had a conversation. And I will say,
I
Gene,
forgot about that.
ever
I
since
forgot.
you said that, I've actually been like, yeah, that's a pretty good point.
Joe,
A
Joe, Joe
boxer,
texted me outside of that. Me and
yeah,
Joe talked about that outside of
a
that too.
boxer doesn't call himself a martial artist. So why do we call him one? I say, you know what, man? That was a good ass point. You got me on that one. So I will just say that part. You did get me there. Outside of that though, man, like Rocky, bro, I'm so happy. I kind of got the same feeling we got when we watched Fist of Fury. Did you guys get that same type of feeling?
What do you
How
mean?
that old, like
Hmm.
just something about like the way the cinema was done for this particular movie. It
Yeah,
like
I know what you mean.
it gives off like it's kind of like, man, like, like it, almost in a way like, yo, it's a lost art. Like the way that they're storytelling like this is such a lost art.
Yeah,
I
you
have
know what? I agree with you, man. And also, that also made me think of what the younger generation would do if they watched this movie. Like people now, like
they would
people who
hate.
are 20, 21, 25, 28, would they like this movie? I don't know. I don't know if they would like it or
I
not.
don't think so. I think because of creeds they won't like it.
Mm, yeah. Well,
But
there's people that didn't like Creed.
I can see both sides. I can see why you could not like it. I can see why you do like it. I actually really like the Creeds.
I
The
like
last
Creed.
one,
Creed's
the
fine.
last one was different for me, and not that I didn't like it, but like it felt like it was just missing something. Does that make sense? Like the last one, I felt like it was just
Rocky.
missing. Yeah. Maybe that, I just
Rocky
feel like it
wasn't
was
in it
just.
at all.
I just feel like the last one was just like it had like a different type of aura to it, and not like the typical aura you associate with Creeds and Rockies. But like you're right, maybe it is Rocky. Like maybe Sly gives off the aura, but I will say though, like I don't think they would enjoy it. I think because of the way the storytelling is, and because of the way action and everything is depicted. For the people that like, you want to know what's crazy? I actually, I always think this is actually interesting. How like the Rocky movies are not action movies; they're actually considered dramas. Like
Yeah,
that's actually the weird part to me, and like you wouldn't think that until you see it.
yeah. If you compare it to Karate Kid and Cobra Kai, there is fighting all up until you get to the final. You get to the final stage, and of course, there's a big fight. As a conclusion. And
Yeah.
there is no fighting leading up to the
No.
conclusion of Rocky. Not
All you
he
get.
did not have an altercation with Apollo at all before their fight.
You literally have two fights: the one with Spider and the one with Apollo.
Oh yeah.
And then outside of that, all you have literally is one training montage with that Joe loves. Like, you know what I mean? And the one thing I will say though is Joe. And let me ask you guys this: was Rocky the first one to do the training montage? I actually.
What year did this come out? Did this come out in 78 or 79?
So 74.
74 this movie came out?
Maybe 77.
I thought it was 76, so I don't know.
Shit, we're all
Okay.
up. I'll look.
So yeah, you might be right, Angel, because like before that, like I mean, I don't think Bruce Lee was doing too many training montages, was he?
I'm actually asking it because I actually don't know. Because honestly, after Rocky, then that's when like the '80s era came and it was training montages. Like your movie wasn't considered a good movie if it didn't have a montage in it. Like that's how it was. So, I'm looking it up right now.
Yeah, so that would have been in the 70s. 76.
Yeah,
so that's the year I was born.
And actually, you want to know what's crazy? It's actually now I think they changed it to a sports action, but it really was a drama. That's what it was really.
Yeah, it was. I remember that. Yeah.
Yes.
It was. Now
100%.
they have it classified as sport action, but it's really a drama. That's not. It's not a like. I can see now why you would say that, but the title is really drama.
I watched this on Prime, and they give you all the extra stuff that goes with it.
I like
and
how
right
you
at
have
the
like
beginning,
the fun facts and all the other things.
Yeah, right at the beginning it said the two producers that read the script from Sly, they bought it from him right away, but and he said he had $106 in his bank account, and to the point where he was getting ready to sell his dog because he couldn't afford to feed the dog.
Right.
And I was like, "What in the heck?"
Yeah,
like, that's
I've heard
the
that
craziest
before.
stuff.
Yeah, I heard that.
And then on top of that, he only sold it to them if he could star in it.
Yeah, I watched the Sly documentary on Netflix a year ago, I think it was, and this was actually a big.
Oh, I forgot about that. I wanted to watch that.
Yeah, and this actually talked about how he only had that $106 to sell his dog, and the other thing is they actually the only way he gave them rights to the movie was for him to be the star. He actually wasn't even they actually casted like 3 people, or like it took like a long time for it to finally go through for him to be the star. Like other people got the roles. And there's also a thing about Carl Weathers. I think Carl Weathers actually like beat him up in the casting call. Like in the casting call. No, and
what?
I think no, seriously. And I think,
you mean when they were doing the fight scenes?
Like no, that was his audition was the fight scene.
Okay, so he was actually hitting him.
And like I think Sly said, like, I want you to really hit, like, let's really make it real. Let me see if you can do this, yeah, whatever. But there's been stories because Dolph Lundgren put him in the hospital. Tommy Morrison, I think, like hit him like he needed to take a real punch. Like he does this a lot. But you know what, man? Like that's what makes the movie so iconic is that there's a certain point where you're like, you forget you're almost watching a movie. You think you're watching a real fight. And there's a point where Carl Weathers like actually was like really beating him up, like boxing him for real, and like.
Okay.
And then he said, then he left, and then he said Carl Weathers got the role, like he was perfect for it. The other thing is this, man. I think it's crazy how this movie jump not jump started catapulted both of their careers, Carl Weathers and Sylvester Stallone. Like it catapulted him to the point that now we started seeing Carl Weathers in Commando, in Alien versus Predator, and Predator. Like he started having all these other action roles, and then he did Happy Gilmore, but still, like he was in there, you know. And then Sly, think about how like this movie set up for him to run the '80s in a way, like you know how there was like that, like not the war, but like the beef, like the so-called friend on friend, kind of not friend on friend beef between him and Schwarzenegger, like who's going to be the best action star, right? Of like their era.
Well, you know, he had in the '80s, he had 2 franchises going at the same time. Like I don't think anybody else has done that really. Like he had Rocky and Rambo
Rocky
at the same
Rambo.
time.
Well,
and both were popular.
Because all Schwarzenegger had was Terminator.
Well, he had some other movies.
He had
but
movies. But he didn't have franchises.
Yeah.
He had movies. Like Terminator was a franchise, but then he did other movies. And then that's when Bruce Willis kind of like made his way into that franchise, you know, type of thing. But the other thing the other thing I really liked about this movie, and let me ask you guys if you guys saw this, right? Do you guys think just the old way of training still works? It's something about watching some of these older philosophies on training that, like, a part of me has to be like, you know, man, there has to be something to it. There has to be something to this way of training. Like, there has to be. Like, what do you think about that?
It's kind of hard to say. It depends on what you're training for, I think, right?
Okay.
Because you can I know this is gonna sound kind of crazy and sick, but somebody can go to jail and be in jail for a few years and come out big, cut up, buff, and everything, and they could look like a bodybuilder, but they're not doing the same thing and the same type of training that bodybuilders are doing. They're not taking the same type of vitamins every day and, you know, other performance enhancing drugs or whatever to make themselves look that way. They're not eating, they're damn sure not eating the same type of foods.
Yeah.
But yet and still, you know, they come out, you know, just as big and muscular. So I don't know. It just kind of depends on what you're doing. So I don't know if training this way, because I really don't think it's healthy to eat 4 or 5 raw eggs. Like I don't know how smart that is to do that.
Listen,
You know?
I thought it was.
Why was that a thing?
I have no idea.
Because of the protein.
But
I know,
like,
but
you could have just
you can
fried
still
them.
cook that egg up and get the same protein.
You get
Exactly.
the protein direct. You get the protein direct.
You still
you
get
salmonella.
Listen, let me tell you something.
I'm just saying. You get salmonella.
If Rocky eats 4 eggs, we all eat 4 eggs. That's what we do. Okay.
Yeah, that's the one thing that me and Travis never. We used to try and do a lot of the Rocky workouts, but we wasn't trying to eat no damn raw eggs. That was where we draw the line.
Don't do it. I tried it. It's not good.
No, that seems like a dumb idea, man. So
I tried it just once. It was nasty.
Yeah, that's
and I can stomach a lot of stuff. The other thing is, women don't make your legs weak; they make them stronger.
No. That's another thing. But are fighters still doing that? You know, doing they're still doing that as far as the camps go and staying away from their wives and girlfriends, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's why they get divorced.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that, man. That's a little strange.
That's too much for you.
So, yeah,
I'll never be a fighter. No,
Yeah.
man, that won't work for me. That won't work for me at all.
That's not gonna work for the wife. You know, that's not gonna work for her either.
One thing
she's gonna get her own trainer.
One thing, oh man, it's like Tom Brady all over again. Shit.
Yup. Oh man.
Hey, not to get off track, but when I saw that Tom Brady roast and I saw what Kevin Hart said, it's crazy. She did all that training and she's still a white belt. I could not stop.
Oh man.
Oh god. But one thing I will say also that I thought was interesting was I don't know about you guys, man, but I almost forgot that he was like working for the mob. Like
Yeah,
What-
you know
well,
what I
yeah,
mean?
That's
Because
a
of
big
like
part of the movie.
yeah.
no, but the reason why I said it is because of how
They don't
far
really
I
talk about it a lot in the second, third, or fourth, and they never really mention. They don't really mention
they
that.
never circle back to it.
Yeah, they don't. It's like once he got.
Which is crazy because they could have really, speaking about this being a drama, they could have really, incorporated the mob into, because the mob was into a lot of these fights and stuff,
Mhm.
trying to get Rocky to take a dive. That could have been easily incorporated into this.
It's
Well,
gonna come up in the second movie. It's gonna come up in the second movie, but
Yeah, I
just
know.
briefly, and then after that, that's.
it
I
never
don't
comes
really
up
think it's
again.
again.
It never comes up again. The reason why I said I forgot is because
It does in the second movie.
no, I'm saying it never comes up after the second one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. I forgot because, dude, like, honestly, I love all the Rocky movies. 5 is like the only one that I've ever been I know not a lot of people like the sixth one when he fought Antonio Tarver. I like that one because you got to see his maturity. And that's something I do like about the Rocky movies is as Sylvester Stallone in actual life grows older, his characters grow with him, which I kind of appreciate that part. Um, and the one thing I always remember was like, you always saw him as like the rich guy and fighting and all this other stuff. I forgot that he was even, in the mob, like, breaking knees and all this other stuff. Um, One thing I thought was interesting in the movie, which was, I'm gonna be honest, man, I looked it up a lot, was all like the old school gear. Like I never knew what old school boxing gear used to look like. So I
Oh
actually
yeah,
looked
man.
up all like that stuff, and I was like, people wore them big headgears that were like
Yeah.
oversized and all this extra stuff. Gloves that looked like they didn't even cover your hands really. Like they were just like pillows that people cut into the shape of a hand. Then it's like to punch yourself. Um, one person, man, another person that I never really saw much in any other movies was Mickey. Mickey, I felt like was made to play that role.
He was a actor that did a lot of stuff back in the day, man. He was actually
But
the Penguin in the old Batman series. In what was that, 64 or 65? Whatever that
Yep.
Batman series was.
West.
He was yeah, with Adam West. He was Penguin throughout that
Oh,
whole series.
really?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what the
Yeah. So
fuck?
he was
I'm gonna
around
look
he was
Oh, he
around
got he
acting
was
back in
a
the day.
great penguin. Yeah,
hold
he was
on,
a
I'm
great
gonna go
penguin.
look that up for real.
This movie starts off. We get it looked like it was almost in a church or something like that, but
It
Yeah.
was in a
you got
church.
Yeah.
that's what I was saying. It was funny. They're just having this random boxing in a church, and you got Spider versus the Italian Stallion, and the fights. Rocky's getting beat up like he likes to do, and all of a sudden he wakes up and he takes the guy down. And the funniest part about it is, he takes his win, and then he's in the back. He's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth.
Hmm. And I'm
Like
quite sure it was like that back in the day.
it's just cracking me up. I'm like, yeah, you win a fight, you get a cigarette. Then he's paying the guys, and
Now, did
he
you see how
made
much
like
he got?
the other guy got 50 and he got 75.
He got 75, but then taxes and all that
Yeah,
stuff
he was
came out.
he was taking all the stuff out that he said,
So he ended
but
up with about $40, right?
yeah, something like that.
That is the buying equivalent now of $230 something.
How did you know that?
I looked it up.
Oh, I'm like, damn, that's some good ass math. How'd you figure that out?
Yeah, I ain't doing that fast. I don't know stuff like that. But anytime I watch movies, old movies and stuff like that, I always look that stuff up just to see
I
what the
did.
equivalent of buying power is now.
I did find it though. Yeah, I see him with the penguin hat on.
Oh.
That's great.
The the craziest part about this movie to me is the way, like, Rocky everybody knows Rocky in town. Like, he's a celebrity, even though he's kind of, he's just a slow talking, jive talking bum. He's boxing. He does some shy work for the mob.
I think that's why they know him.
Yeah,
I think they know him because he's a collector. He's a money collector for this mob guy.
but he's so great because he's out on the streets talking to everybody. He's giving advice to this little girl who's just a potty mouth, and he's trying to tell her, you're never gonna get a good boyfriend or nothing if you don't, stop talking like that. And he's giving that. He goes home. He's got a couple of turtles he's taking care of.
Hold on, Joe. Let me talk about something real quick. Now,
Yeah,
you guys know. Only reason I'm bringing this up is because I don't know if we're going to get to this, but you know that girl shows back up again in future Rockies, right? Did you know that?
Yeah,
I
she showed
I
up in
don't think I
Rocky.
do.
She showed up
Hmm.
in the fifth one and the sixth one.
Six. I don't know about the fifth. She shows up in the sixth
In
one,
the
and she's
sixth one,
grown
she's
up.
definitely there. Yeah.
Yeah, she's grown up in the
She
sixth movie.
the show was actually the movie. It was like kind
You
of
know
based
what? I'm
around
thinking
her.
about that now, and I remember that, and I don't remember that being her.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
That's
was
crazy.
her.
the
Yeah,
movie was kind of
they
based
do
on her.
a quick little flashback to let us know that that was her. Like
Oh yeah, see, I haven't
they
seen
show
that
that
one in a while.
conversation a little bit.
I
I,
haven't seen that one in a while.
I
That's crazy.
when I had looked it up when they had came out with, I think that movie came out in 2006 or something like
Yeah,
that.
it
And I
did.
had
It did.
it
Yeah,
did, and I had looked that up at that time. So yeah, so but I thought that was cool. Cool little nod to bring her back in
He
into it. But
actually does that a lot, and I do like that he does that
yeah, yeah, he does. Yeah, he
because
does.
because it like I like that he does it because I hate how Bad Boys doesn't do that for Gabrielle Union.
Mm. Yeah,
You
yeah, I
know what I
got
mean?
you.
Like, because then it's like it's almost like it's like a we all saw the movie. We know that they're in there. Like loop them back in or loop them in to cut them out. Either way, just
Yeah,
close the chapter on it or make it clean. Like
right,
don't act like they disappeared all of a sudden.
right.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Joe.
I haven't seen the new Bad Boys yet. I forgot about it.
I haven't either,
Um,
but go ahead.
so he's doing that, and then he's like talking about the turtle food, and at first you're like, if you haven't seen the movie, you don't know why, but he's almost like rehearsing what he wants to say to Adrian because he
Mm.
keeps going to
I
this
didn't think
pet
about
store.
that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Like, what is he doing? Like talking about this, but he wants to talk to Adrian, and she's real shy, and he talks too much. So
Hmm.
like that's a bad combination, but it works for him later. But right now he's just that's his. He's gonna go there and talk to her about the turtle food because he doesn't know how else to get her attention. He tells her a couple of jokes, the bad jokes, and even the other lady that works there tells him like, "Come on, man, nobody wants to hear your bad jokes."
And he steals the
And
turtle food.
yeah, that
He
what was
steals
that
the
about?
turtle food. I don't know. I'm like, dude, you just got $40. Like, how much could that turtle food cost? Like
But
a
did he
quarter?
steal it or did he exchange it? I think he brought it back like he was exchanging it.
I don't remember that. Like, I remember the lady saying something to him about it as he's walking out the door, and he just kind of was
Yeah,
like, I don't give a
I think
shit.
you're
I'm
right.
taking it, you know.
He's a bit of a bad boy, I guess. And he's talking to Bupkiss, the big dog, and everything like that. So then we see him. He's going down to the docks. He's supposed to go get some money, break some guy's thumb. But he's a nice Shylock. He chases the guy down and hits him up for the money, but he doesn't break his thumb. And the guy even tells him like, "Thanks a lot, thanks, Rock." It's like I'll tell him, I'll wrap my hand up real good and tell you about. But
Right.
come on, the boss man's gonna know.
Hmm.
And he said basically he tells Rocky when he sees him like, "You're making me look bad. You can't be a nice guy. You gotta be who I need you to be. Like you're scary, but when I tell you to break someone's thumb, you gotta break someone's thumb."
Right.
So the funny thing is, this guy is different from most of the mobsters you see like in other
Well, they
in other
really did.
movies.
They, even though Rocky is Italian and this guy's Italian, they don't really consider him or acknowledges him as being in a mob. They
True.
look at him more so as just a loan shark guy, you
Yes,
know.
that's the
And
all
this
they
is
ever saw.
and this is the 70s, the early 70s. There could have been some mob people, associated with
But
this film, and they might
I'm
not have wanted
saying
to bring attention to that.
usually in that situation, like you don't act like this. He acts like Rocky's buddy more than his boss.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he does.
That's what I'm
Especially
saying.
when we see him in the next movie. Because I
And
was
then
an
we
adult when I realized what the hell was going on. Like I didn't know what as a kid when I saw this, I didn't know what a loan shark was. I didn't know what I just thought he
yeah,
was
you're
a
not.
friend that wanted him to break somebody's thumb. I didn't know what the deal was.
Rocky goes over to the Mickey's gym, and he gets mad because his locker, somebody else is using his locker. So he goes to talk to Mick, and Mick tells him, "Man, I don't need you here anymore. You're stinking up the place." he's like, hey, I just want to fight. Like, what the heck? He's like, yeah, but you don't got no heart. You stink. You're a bum. Get out of my gym. Like, who did he have that was doing better than Rocky?
You know, and when this part came up, it made me think about something. And I don't think Sylvester Stallone is thinking this way or is going to do something like this, but if he wanted to, he could do a Rocky prequel because they alluded to something that happened because he said, you know, you didn't do what you're supposed to do when you were younger. Now you're 30. Rocky's 30 in this movie. He's an older man. You don't start a boxing career at 30. At this
No.
point in time, you're about to wrap it up pretty soon, you know. So something evidently happened when Rocky was younger, whether he didn't take, you know, fighting seriously enough or the way Mickey wanted to. But if Sylvester Stallone wanted to, if he could be creative, he could tell that story about what happened. Now, of course, nobody wants to see. He can't do it himself. You know, he would have to, you know, get somebody that, you know, resembled a younger version of him. But that would be interesting.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be great.
I wish they would. I wish they would do a post, like I don't know, a post sequel or whatever with his son in like the later years. But that's just me.
Well, yeah, his
son
in the real late ones is kind of a pushover.
Yeah, his son
kind of mean.
Yeah. So
was it 6 or
his son was in 5 and 6. He was a teenager in 5.
Yeah.
And in 6 he was grown. But you know, evidently he wasn't going to be a boxer.
No, but then in Creed 2 was when they like had him do his cameo.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah,
but that's not his real son though. His real son was the kid that was in number 5, but he died.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. No, that's fine. That's fine.
I was looking at you like,
we got you.
Go ahead, Joe.
We get to the point where we get to meet Paulie now. Paulie is funny because Paulie's got some dimensions to him. And one, he's like supposed to be Rocky's like best friend. He's a terrible best friend. He's a drunk. He's a mooch. And on top of all that, he's Adrian's brother.
Yeah.
So here you got Rocky who wants to take out Adrian, and you know he's doing his best. And then you got Paulie who just calls his sister a loser and asks Rocky like why he wants to deal with her and all that. But also he wants Rocky to hook him up with the loan shark guy.
Yeah.
And Rocky's like, that's not for you, Paulie. Like that's not gonna work.
He doesn't even look like he would be a good enforcer.
Paulie be the type that like would show up and hit you with a bottle or something.
Yeah. Yeah, he would have to get the jump on you. And then try and negotiate you.
He would break your thumb though. He would do that like Rocky wouldn't.
Yeah.
At the same time, you know, he's dealing with Paulie and this girl and all that. He's watching Apollo Creed's doing kind of a little thing on he just won a fight and he's getting ready for another fight, and they're watching it real quick on the TV. And then come to find out he had a fight coming up, and so the guy got hurt in training. So they're having this conversation about who they're going to get to promote this next fight. And you know, you got this promoter who's talking like nobody wants to fight on 5 weeks notice.
Mm-hmm.
So what's their big plan? We're going to give a local guy a chance. That's the idea. Now, I love this movie, but who would actually take this idea other than the fact you got to overpay me? Because I mean, basically, you saying honestly, I'm going to get beat up by the champ.
I think a lot of people would now, especially because of MMA. A lot of MMA fighters, you know, if somebody gets hurt in training camp, and they'll step in a couple weeks, you know, until the fight, and they'll step in and, you know, have that competition.
Do they get a big bonus for doing that? Do they get something extra for doing that?
Yeah.
I don't know. They do?
I feel like if I'm going to do this on short week notice and I'm a nobody off the street and I'm going to fight the champ, Like, I need a big payday, man.
But sometimes, Angel, if you take the fight in the UFC, at least back in the day, I don't know about now, but sometimes if you would take that fight, if you were already under contract, and if you lost, and that might have been your second or third loss, like they're cutting you then. So
Yeah.
some of those guys, I wouldn't have, took that fight. But
Yeah,
some guys just want to fight all the time, and they want to make a good impression on Dana. So some of those UFC guys definitely would have taken this fight with
that was
5 weeks.
back.
That's plenty of time.
That was back then. Now it's
No,
a
that's
little
true.
different. Now it's a little different. Now guys
Mhm.
will take the fight because one of three things are going to happen. One, they're going to win. They could get performance of the night bonuses, but they're already going to get paid more than if they would have just took a normal fight. So
Mhm.
let's say he's supposed to take a fight in like, I don't know, 3 months. And his purse would have been like, I'm lowballing, but let's just say like $20,000, right? But because he's stepping in and taking a fight early on short notice to help out whatever, he might be getting paid 35, 40 just to show up. That's not even win bonus. That's not anything. That's not performance of the night. If he gets a good, knockout, whatever, he might just get something extra. And then sometimes, bro, like it's known that like Dana pays you like off the sides, like something that's not on the record books. He just gives you extra for whatever. The other reason why guys take the fight is because now it's all about Dana and the guys. Sometimes they don't cut you. They will not cut you if you have a strong following. Look at
Mm.
guys like Colby Covington and all these dudes. They haven't won a match in a while. They don't get
Mhm.
cut because when they have fights, they're controversial. They bring viewers. So if you're a guy that brings viewers, there's sometimes you bring viewers just because you're willing to take a fight. There was a fight in, I don't know if it was, I think it was Max Holloway's that card or something like that. His dude name was Dan Ige. He took a fight on 5 hours notice. He was watching the UFC card at his house in Las Vegas. And they called him in the middle of the card saying, "Can you come later tonight?" The guy backed out. He went to
That's
the
crazy.
he
That's
went to
crazy.
the fight.
Did
He
he
went to
win?
the fight. Huh?
Did he win?
You want to know what's crazy? He lost a split decision.
Okay. As long as he didn't get knocked out. Like that's
No, he didn't
messed
get
up, man,
knocked
to
out.
take something like that and get knocked
That's
out.
what
That's
sucks. See, that's the part that sucks, and that's where. But I think even when that happens, those guys they don't get frowned upon on because they're like, "Yo, you're doing us a favor. You're doing us a favor."
yeah, that's all good. But man, I don't want to get knocked out in front of millions of people at all.
Nuh-uh, nuh-uh.
No, I
I
know.
don't give a damn how much money you pay
Hey,
me. I do not want to get
listen,
knocked out. Go ahead, Joe.
this next part, Paulie did everything wrong. Paulie invites Rocky over for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Rocky must have asked him 5 or 6 times. Adrian knows I'm coming, right? You told her I'm coming. She's
Mhm.
okay with me coming. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, go. The minute he comes in, she's like, why did you tell me we're having company? Why didn't you do it? Then on top of that, not only does Paulie not tell her, she's got Thanksgiving cooking. He tells her, get your stuff on, you're going on a date with Rocky.
Right.
And then when she says, no, that's not going to happen, I got a turkey. He takes the turkey and throws it in the yard.
Except for like keeps the leg for herself. Yeah.
Of course.
They
Like,
they
what?
had those two had chemistry with each other throughout this whole thing. All five movies, because they seem like they could be brother and sister. They have a very,
Oh, yeah.
very brother and
Yes.
sister acting relationship.
Just that whole scene just cracked me up. And then so she's like, fine. She agrees to it because what the hell else is she gonna do? The turkey's done. Your brother's an asshole. Like, might as well go out with this. I mean, at least Rocky's a nice guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she goes out and he takes her to the skating rink because apparently she likes skating.
Mm-hmm.
And they're about to close. He pays the guy $10 for 5 minutes. And he don't even put on some skates. He just walks with her while she's skating. Just talk about nothing. Like, it's so funny to me because, like, he explains it later. Like, you look at these two and you say they shouldn't work as a couple. But like he tells Paulie, they fill gaps for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Where she's real shy, he's not. Where she, she's a bit of a planner, and he don't really plan nothing. So he's right. You know, that kind of relationship can work because you know you fill in where your weaknesses are. So you know, throughout the movie, they slowly start building this relationship to the point where she does eventually stand up to her brother, and she
Yeah,
never
but
would have done that without Rocky's help.
yeah, but you know what? Rocky took her back to his crib.
I
Shit.
know.
You know what he was trying to do?
All that shot shit went out the window. She was like, "Stuff my turkey now. Come on, let's go, let's go." Adrian, Adrian was like, "Fuck these glasses. Let me get some Rocky. Can I get a piece of the rock?" That's
You
what.
know what?
That's
He
what.
took that shirt off. He had the white beater on. She was like, okay,
Yeah.
all right.
She,
Oh my
I wonder
god.
did she go back home and thank Paulie for that shit? Because looking at Adrian, Adrian don't look like she ever had none. It looked like that was her first time. You know, that was something new for her.
Stuff
So
my turkey.
she was a different person after that. He done got in there and hit a button and he reset her ass. Next thing you know, she talking shit to Paulie after that.
Woo!
He ain't never said nothing before that.
Oh man.
Gene is back. Let's go.
For real.
Shit. Go ahead, man.
Put that one on a t-shirt and sell it at AK.
Stuff my turkey.
You gotta tell it. You gotta tell it to women though. Like ain't nobody don't I walk around with that shit.
Oh man. So they called Rocky to the gym, and Mickey wants to talk to him, and they're talking about how Apollo Creed's people have reached out to them, and Rocky just thinks, oh, they're calling because they want him for a sparring partner, which I don't even know how something like that pays.
It does, bro.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying like how much that pays, but Rocky don't care. He's like, hey, if I can fight and get a little money for it, no problem. But then he gets in there and he finds out like, no, they want him to fight for the championship.
I would have thought
And
I'm being set up. I would have thought this was a joke or something.
I mean, he kind of felt that way because he was like, the championship of what?
Right.
Like, why me? They're like, cuz man, we're gonna say USA versus the Italian Stallion. Like,
That was it. Apollo loved that name. And I don't think he really that's what he primarily called Rocky throughout the whole series.
Now, when he asked him about that, didn't he just say, I don't know, it just sounded good or something? It looked good on a robe.
Yeah.
There's no rhyme or
like,
reason for it.
Apollo was a marketer. He liked marketing.
Yeah.
He liked selling fights, and he looked at this as an opportunity.
He was a promoter, really. That's what.
Yeah.
And I mean, they were going to pay Rocky $150,000 for that. So I mean, that's good money for him.
How much is that now?
What was it? You didn't look that one up, Gene? How much that would be nowadays?
Yeah, but you know what's crazy? Like I remember looking that up as a kid and thinking, like, man, that's a lot of money. So, man, like now, hold on.
150,000 got to be what, like close to $1 million?
It's gonna be up there.
Yeah, probably. And the funny thing is, like, he started making a lot more friends after this.
Yeah, almost. So it's $104. So he almost a millionaire.
So
still
he was in the money.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, he said something he gave a shout out on TV to Adrian, and she was kind of mad about it. She was like, I didn't really expect that. And Paulie seeing dollar signs. He starts figuring out how he can get some of that 150 his way.
Mm-hmm.
But then the craziest part, the guy that threw him out, all of a sudden Mickey pops up.
Right.
Mickey's lucky Rocky didn't shut that door right in his face and punch him in the face. Because you threw me out, bro. Like, you threw me the hell out for no good reason. And now all of a sudden, like, I'm your guy. Don't get me wrong. I love Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that all went down, and Rocky did let him have it. He gave him a hard time, as he should have.
Mm-hmm.
He really should give him more of a hard time. I mean, he could have made him get on his knees and beg for it or something because, like, you really did him dirty, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna train you.
Yeah,
like,
but Rocky's a good guy. He's a good guy. Rocky's a good guy.
Well, and I think he knows he's gonna need a trainer, and why not, go with the one you know.
Right. He just got to get some shit off his chest.
Yeah, so they have some words, and Mickey starts leaving, and Rocky does go after him, and they work it out. And then I'm just skipping ahead a little bit. He gets a training, and Mickey's a no BS kind of guy, man. He don't want all the hoopla. He's don't want all the media and stuff. Like, he wants, let's get in here and do this. Let's train. You're gonna fight the champ. Okay, let's not show up like a couple of bums. He gets him a good cut guy.
Didn't he tell him to leave the pet store name alone?
Yeah. he said women make the knees weak.
But Rocky already messed up. He already messed up. He already had hit that button, and Adrian turned into a freak. She was trying to get it on the couch.
Yep.
She was like, let's do that again. I had fun.
Strengthen him right up. So the other thing about Paulie works at a meat shop. So he's in this, Rocky and him are talking, and they're in this big freezer with all these, big cows hanging and everything. And this is one of the most iconic scenes, other than the stair scene, where Rocky starts punching the meat.
Mm-hmm.
And so they somehow the news finds out about this. They do this.
Paulie calls them. Paulie called them and had them come down and watch.
Okay, Paulie called. Well, that makes sense because
mm-hmm.
Paulie's trying to get anything he can get out of this.
Mm-hmm.
And they want to see him, punching this meat. And he's talking about, like, they're like, what made you come up with this? And he goes, I don't know. I think I invented it. Like, you and Paulie were having a stupid conversation. Paulie was getting mad because you won't hook him up with the loan shark job. And you punched the meat. That's how that happened.
Now, did you notice the Detroit connection to this scene? Do you remember this?
No.
That lady, that's the newscaster. Her name is Diana Lewis. She was a newscaster here. That was the lady here for Channel 7.
That's funny. Rocky, during his training, Adrian buys the dog for him, the Bupkis, so he could take him on his runs in the morning. He gets up, has his little egg slushy and does whatever that shit is, man. And then he takes Bupkis out to run with him. Rocky, that whole thing with the meat, him hitting it, Apollo's just, being Apollo, but his trainer and his friend is trying to tell him, like, this guy ain't no joke, man. Like, he's taking this real serious. You might want to pay attention to this dude.
Mm-hmm. And this actually, he was saying the same thing in the second movie also. He did not want Rocky to fight. I mean, he didn't want Apollo to fight Rocky in the second movie. And it starts in this. He's watching them, and he's like, this dude is really, he's watching them hit the meat, And honestly, man, this guy, he always reminded me of Mr. Allison. He always reminded me of Mr. Allison, man, because Mr. Allison, the way that this guy is coaching Apollo is how Mr. Allison used to be on our asses at tournaments when we was fighting as kids. He always had that fiery,
just at tournaments, all in class.
In class, yeah. This was he always reminded me of Mr. Allison.
He was always the last one to sit down.
Yeah. He's called a junkyard dog.
I could kick him and punch him and kick him some more, and and then he just all of a sudden I'm all wore out, and he's like, "Come on, young blood, you not tired yet?" And then he just started beating. I'm like, man, I'm done. I'm gonna go sit down. He ain't lying, Angel. The Anima was just so good. Like, I've been fighting him for 5-6 minutes, and he's still ready to come at me. He just like a bull, man. I was like, man, what does it take to put this dude down?
He should be. You sit down next to him like, yo, come on, man. You're not tired. Come on, let's go. One more round.
He did. That's what he did all day. All day. He was always the last one. Yeah. Always. And him and B would go at it too.
Yeah.
They'd be out there for 12, 13 minutes sometimes. Like, y'all are crazy. I'm ready to go home. So
Go
you
ahead,
too
man.
young for that. All right, let's finish. So Rocky's getting his training in. We get our training montage. Paulie's talking about some advertising and he's asking Rocky if he can use his name. And Rocky says, if you can make some money off my name, like go for it.
Once again, he's a nice guy. He's being a nice guy.
But what's it gonna hurt? I mean, whatever.
Right,
He puts
exactly.
a couple of companies on the back of his now Rocky's first sponsors.
Well, it's gonna hurt in the future, but we'll get to
Yeah, right.
that.
That's
Letting
for damn
Paulie
sure.
just take over is not the best option. But go ahead.
And we get that famous last part of this training montage before the fight. Rocky's run up the stairs, arms up, da 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 da. Gonna fly now. It's great. It's fantastic. And then it's fight night, man. Like he goes to the arena. Like he gets up in the middle of the night and he's going to the arena just to take it all in because he can't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And like he just doesn't, he's calmer than I think most people would have been in the situation, but you can kind of tell like he's like a duck in the water with his feet just churning real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to figure out like what am I doing? Why am I doing? And then he's talking about how the poster's wrong. His shorts are the wrong. It's supposed to be white with red, not red with white.
Yeah.
Like it's just what he does. He does this in every movie. Like just that little thing like that is what he wants to point out.
That's something Champ would have said, which made me fun. He is very precise like that. Go ahead, man.
And then we get the fight, and
It was a good fight.
It was a great fight. I like the way they shot this fight because what was it, 16 rounds or 15 rounds?
15.
And you can't put 15 all 15 rounds, but they show you like
Mm-hmm.
round 1 and 2, and then they kind of go and speed it up a little bit, and then you get like some of the middle.
It's almost like a montage of the fight scenes.
Yeah.
Like a montage of the ending.
Did he ask Adrian not to watch the fight, or did she choose not
I
to
don't know. I'd always wondered that. If it happened, I missed it. Maybe they cut it out.
Because she watches them later on, whether it's on the TV or in person. But in this one, she didn't watch. She was in the back the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't come out to the end.
I will say, Oh, go ahead. My bad, Joe.
Yeah, go ahead. You're good.
I was just gonna say, I do wish more movies would take the stance of how this movie did the ending. I will say, you know how now we live in an age where like
you got to have a happy ending.
Yeah, like the good guy always has to come out on top. I really like the way they
put technically, like it wasn't the good guy or the bad guy because neither of them. I mean, I guess technically Apollo
would be the bad guy.
Would be the villain. But I mean, he was giving him a chance, and I mean, Rocky took that chance very seriously.
My thing is I just like the fact of how you didn't have to have a definitive winner, and I think that was like.
No, I agree.
To be honest with you, I think just that in itself was very revolutionizing for the industry in itself. Like that was big.
So I got a question for you guys.
Okay.
Now this is deep. Now I know Joe's about to get to the end of the movie, but you guys can't even think about it. Don't even answer it now. Okay. Wait till Joe gets done. But who did it better? Rocky 1, or Best of the Best 1? They both got a similar type of ending, but who did it best?
I already got my answer. I already got my answer, but okay, I got you. So this whole thing takes place on New Year's Eve. They call it the bicentennial fight. And we get into it. Apollo Creed's going to be Apollo Creed. He comes out. He's USA'd up. Rocky comes out. He's just got his regular thing on. He's doing his stretching and all that. And when this fight happens, it starts off, man. Like Apollo gets going. He's got the good footwork. He's real fast. And Rocky's trying to get it. He doesn't quite connect. Mm-hmm. But let me tell you, about a minute and a half into that fight, he hits him with that uppercut and puts Apollo on the ground. Mm-hmm. I was like, dang, like I forgot about that part. I was got up like I was watching a real fight, man.
But that's what I'm saying though.
I'm gonna tell you, man. Anytime
watching real fights.
Anytime, I don't care, man. It's been years. I've watched these Rocky movies forever. But anytime I watch the fight, I always get into the fights. All of them.
Yes.
Every single movie I've got. I don't know about number 5 because it's not really a boxing match at the end, and it doesn't
Yeah.
have the same feel as these other ones. But I always
doesn't.
like I don't know the ending.
Bro,
But
listen, let me tell you
I
something
always
right
get
now.
into it.
Let me tell you something right now. Every time I watch 3 and 4, I you would think I'm watching like pay-per-view. I'm like, oh no, nobody talk to me. And people are
Yeah.
like, you know how it's gonna end. I'm like, it don't even matter.
Oh, here's the uppercut right there. I
It's,
mean,
it's some
just
smart editing. They did some smart editing.
it was
with this.
great.
Yeah.
He hits him with that uppercut because you're like, dang, dude, did he just beat the champ right off the bat? And it looked like he was about to get pounded. And even Rocky's like, what did I just do?
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't he wandering around.
Yeah, he was like trying to like, what about? And
Right.
Creed gets up and it's like, oh, okay, and they even said like he's never been knocked down before, and now you bring in this guy off the street and he just knocked him down. It's crazy. And then of course he's talking and everything. So now I mean these guys they're in a fight and they go like I said they go through this and they're going back and forth. They're both getting beat up. I mean obviously you could tell Apollo's the better fighter. But when you fight a guy like Rocky, 1, he's a southpaw, so he's a little unorthodox. And 2, he's got so much heart. Like he doesn't think that this is a fight. Like he knows in his heart, like he can win this fight. And Mickey, is telling him like, you got to do this. He's doing everything that he's supposed to do, and he's giving it to Apollo. Apollo's like, man, like every time he thinks he has him. They keep showing every time he thinks he has him, he gets right back up and gives it right back to him. And then he starts chopping him down at the body because that's what the original plan was, to take out his body so he can't get that footwork going because that's where Apollo shines with that footwork. He hits that footwork, works that jab, and then he comes and finishes you from there. Rocky's just a power puncher and a bruiser, so he's going to try and take you down. So he's got to chop you down and cut you off at that speed. And so, like you said, we get our little montage and we get all the way, through a couple of rounds and they're showing, this one getting hit and this one getting hit and Rocky goes down and gets back up and Apollo goes down and gets back up and they're both beat up in the face and Rocky has to get cut because he can't even see.
Yeah, that was messed up.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
Not that I've always wanted to do this, but like every time like I get hit, like if I'm at MMA or something, like my eyes just I want to be like, Coach, cut me, Coach,
Oh
cut
man.
No, you gotta say, cut me, Mick, cut me.
I've been wanting to like say it, but then I know if they actually like, take out a raise, I'll be like, no, don't cut me, don't cut me, don't cut me. I'm good.
The crazy thing is Rocky, nobody said anything about calling the fight for Rocky. But Rocky said, don't you dare, throw in the towel. I'll kill you. Apollo's coach was ready to call it. He's like, I think you're bleeding internally. I need to stop this fight. That's crazy. Could you imagine telling the champ that you were supposed to fight this bum and knock him out?
That's
and
messed up.
We're about to throw in the towel because you might have some internal injury. It's like, dang. So Rocky's whole plan, like he didn't think about winning this fight. He told Adrian,
he just wanted to prove himself.
Nobody's gone the distance with this guy. Like, I just want to go the distance. And he went the distance. And frankly, at the end of this whole thing, it was a split decision for Apollo. But like Angel said, this wasn't a happy or a sad ending.
Hold on. Stop. Wait a minute. He lost?
No, it was a split decision, but Rocky lost.
Rocky lost.
Bro, I thought it was a draw.
No, Apollo wins.
Yeah,
and then it kind of goes off, but they do it silently. Like they let you know that that's not the focus. It wasn't about Rocky winning.
Bro, this whole time I thought it was a draw.
They even talk about it in the second fight. I mean, the second movie, they talk about it.
Because a lot of people say Rocky won, but it was a split decision.
Holy shit, I thought it was a draw.
No.
You gotta watch this again.
Not even that, but like what Gene just said, it wasn't even focused on that.
Yeah,
'Cause
because
the
it was
second
about
movie,
it wasn't about Rocky winning. That wasn't the main purpose. At no
it was
time in the
about
movie, Rocky never said that he was going to beat Apollo or he was training to beat Apollo.
yeah. And the crazier part is Apollo at the end of the fight, even before he gets his decisions, whispers in Rocky's ear, "I'm not. There's no going to be no rematch." And Rocky says, "I don't want no rematch."
Right, right, exactly. You know, which is funny because we know how the second movie starts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's your answer for Gene's question?
Who, me?
Yeah, go ahead.
You want my answer first?
You go yours.
Rocky. That's easy for
Wow.
me.
I didn't think he was gonna say that.
I
What do you
like them
think?
both, but I think Rocky's.
Mine's is Rockies. I was gonna say, but I thought he was gonna say best of the best.
I don't know. I really don't. I
Rockies.
Oh,
don't.
come on. Don't be on the fence.
Man, because
Christ, man.
man, like both movies, man.
I just think the reason behind best of the best was to show more of a martial arts humility type of action. When I think that's why they did the ending that way.
You know
Rock-
what? I'm gonna tell you why I picked Rocky, because Rockies I can live with. Best of the best one pissed me off.
But see, that's me. But
I get it,
that's
but it
good
pissed
that
me
they
off.
drew that. But yeah. But you saying that means that
You're
they drew
emotionally
more
invested.
emotion out of you,
Yeah, you're
which
emotionally
That's
means
fine.
which should mean that they did it better than Rocky. If you're pissed off because of the ending, but you're not pissed off with Rockies, isn't
No.
that like? And that's my confusion. Because man,
Yeah.
I remember watching that. I was just like, dude, just hit him, get the point. What the hell are you doing looking at his eyes?
Like I said,
You know what? He killed your brother. Like, I don't care. He killed your brother. You know,
right?
hit this bitch in the chest. You know, something. You know, get the point. Damn.
All right,
You
man.
know,
Travis is gonna kill us. We gotta end this, okay? So
that's
we
right.
giving this is gonna be an A+ for me all the way. So,
Yeah, I'm
and I
giving
know it is for Angel already.
Yeah,
Right?
listen, y'all might as well not even ask me about my grades until 5. So y'all better just leave it there.
All right.
We're stopping at 4. We're doing 1 to 4 for now.
Yeah,
And
y'all
then
better not even ask me
5
about
or
my
6,
grade.
we'll pick that up later.
Don't even
But for
ever
right
ask
now,
me about my grade because I like 3 and 4 even better.
Yeah, I agree.
you know what? I have no idea which movie is the best. That should be a poll question for everybody. What Rocky movie
We
is the
did it.
best?
We
For
did it. Travis did it when
oh, he
this
did.
first became a topic. Yeah, a couple years ago, I think. In our
Really? I don't remember.
just in the group text.
Okay.
Because
I
Travis
might I
said the
might make a
way.
poll and put it out for
Yeah,
our listeners to
I
see.
would, because I already know mine.
All right. You guys got anything else?
No, I'm
Oh
good.
man, I'm good. This was fun.
Yeah. So we're gonna get to part 2 tomorrow. So once again, all you listeners, why don't you stay tuned and we'll have a second Fist Kicks and Flicks this week. Everyone stay safe, stay strong. We'll holler at you later on this week. And I will play our music.
Disaster must come. At best, only postponed. Shaolin Kung Fu, to survive, must now be taught to more young men.